right now, Goa, probably, I think, end April and early May, probably got to be the worst time to go to Goa.
True.
Right? It's super hot.
Yeah.
The rains haven't come. It's so hot and humid. It's still full. That just shows how starved we are. It's still full. And the shacks and all are shut because of the weather. But people are still going, whatever is open, and places are full and the flights are full. You know, airlines are putting the bigger planes on it and rescheduling you and changing your seats. Everything's full. Because और कहाँ जाओगे यार? There's only one place.
Summers are निकलेगा.
You'll go to the hills, but there is only one Goa in India, and there's only one place in India where you land, and it's in the vibe is in the air, and you say, "Yaar, it's sad. We need many more, but you can't recreate culture."
True.
That is the Goan culture. Although I think we are ruining it, and I hopefully we'll get time. I feel very strongly about over tourism. वो हो रहा है हमारी country में.
Okay.
And हम एक जगह को मतलब I've written articles on this in the biggest of newspapers. My heart bleeds when I see what we have done to Manali. It used to be pristine and beautiful. Now we are in season time. It has more crowds, traffic jam than Delhi and Gurgaon. I'm telling you, you couldn't go for a walk. I went 3 summers ago for my friend's 50th. And I said, never coming back in peak season. Right across the river, we have put those kind of, ropes. And they're taking people for this. It's not a zip line, but literally they take them in the middle and they dip them in the water. And it's like, that's happening. We've ruined Manali. We've ruined Shimla. We've ruined Nainital. We've ruined Mussorie. And we are responsible. There's no one else. We as travelers are responsible because there's over-tourism. And the laws are there, but they're not enforced. That you can't make every house into a hotel. That house was made for 4 or 8 or 12 people to live. And now you made it a hotel. And that's why we have catastrophes, yeah. That's why we have fires, and that's why buildings collapse, and that's why people die. But this is systematically happening. So you ask anyone who's been there, they say, nahi, yahan nahi jana, kahin hatke jana hai. They don't want to be. Why do you travel? You travel to get away. But hatke bade hotel nahi hai. Hatke homestays hain. Homestay is a great solution. But you still need to have some kind of norms, and we are trying, which we call carrying capacity, where beyond a certain number of people at a point of time, tourists, you don't allow people. I saw this in Kashmir. I went to Kashmir twice during COVID because it was open, safe, beautiful. So over New Year's we went to Gulmarg and it was just amazing, but I saw the crowds and the snow and it was beautiful. But in summer we went to Pahalgam. And I could see people coming in car loads, driving up from wherever, maybe from Punjab, which is lovely, but coming without reservations. Then where do you stay? People end up staying in cars at night, or they end up just going and doing homestay and home guests, but not in places which were not meant for commercial use. So I think we, local governments have to come down to say that the tourism capacity at a point of time, and it happens all over the world. Beaches shut down. So this famous beach in Philippines shut down. Boracay and all, they said no more tourists because we've had over tourism. Now we have to make sure we've ruined this place. I fear we will ruin this. I've seen Andamans, I've seen Ladakh. Ladakh, you go, it's the most stunning landscape in the world. But lay down today in those 4 or 5 months, which is, season, 4 months, you don't want to live there. There's a sanitation problem. So we are doing it. And we're not realizing that, listen, we'll not want to go there. There'll be a time where whoever has money, sadly, will go overseas.
Yeah.
And will not travel in India. They'll say, we're going overseas. It's very sad because I don't think there's any other country which has natural bounty, historical riches, culture, all of it so much. We have everything. But there we have to take a very different approach. So hopefully we will reverse that trend of over-tourism.
So I want to flip the question and make it a little positive, okay? As a travel company, as a traveler.
Sure.
Okay, tell me, I'm going to ask you a little biased question and you can't give me justification. You have to give me an answer. Sure. Okay? Tell me the favorite tourist place in India.
For me?
For you.
Havelock, Andamans. Havelock Island, there's a beach called Radhanagar Beach number 5. It is just stunning. You can walk in half a kilometer into the water. Sand is just soft and you will be waist to chest high depending on, how tall you are. Half a km, 500 meter in. It's rated as one of the top 10 beaches of the world. It is stunning. So I think that's my favorite place.
Andaman.
In Andaman.
Andaman.
So Andaman mein you have to go to Port Blair. Uske through. Now reaching there is a little tough. वहाँ ferry है, अच्छी ferry है. Macros this thing, but you have to take the early morning flight at 5:30, 5:55 to reach. दोपहर तक आप पहुँचोगे. But go there and spend a week or 5 days. Havelock Island, and next to Havelock is Neil Island. Beautiful, still largely untouched because it's tough to reach. I've even been lucky enough to go to Lakshadweep on the other side. So the Andaman water is Andaman Sea, which is the same water we crave for in Thailand. It's the same sea. I'm also a diver and a snorkeler, so I love that part. So for me, I'm more water
passionate
and
water.
Ocean. Lakshadweep is the same water as Maldives. And I have Maldives, if you ask me favorite place on the planet, I think to sack and to chill, it's still Maldives. For me, it's paradise. But Lakshadweep is the same water. Lakshadweep right now is not open fully for tourism. It's changing. Once it opens, and there is a big policy government's working on, I think those two. And if I can squeeze in one more, I would say Ladakh over Kashmiri. I really think Ladakh is something special. It's a lunar landscape. It's surreal. Like you can't believe you're on Earth, like jo ho raha hai wahan. And you know, it became popular with Three Idiots. Pangong Tso Lake is actually that beautiful and pretty. Nubra Valley is surreal. It's they're desert.
So these are like the top places for you.
For sure.
Which is the best airline you have traveled in?
You'll get me into trouble. They're all my partners, so that is a tough one. But to get spoiled, if you get, so I never book first, but on long haul I book business. And if you have enough points, because I'm in the business, you get bumped up. So if you get bumped up to first class, I think the Emirates suite is just mind blowing, and now even Qatar. It's
that's also Q suite is not that.
It's Q suite is Qatar. I don't think I've been bumped up there, but I've got in Emirates, and then you can use that shower on the flight for a few minutes only. It's crazy. Like you can't even believe you're on a plane. It's just the ultimate in luxury. But point to point, I have to say, like in domestically, I always go again back to my trust point. So I go on the airline, I won't take any name, who's the most reliable, will get me from point A to point B on time. 2 घंटे की flight hai. Yes, I always go for emergency row seats because I'm tall. So I want extra leg room and I want an aisle seat. And if I don't get that, I'm unhappy. But any aisle seat with extra legroom, I want that. I put on I'm a big audiobook buff. So I'm huge on Audible. Or I catch up with my shows. I download some stuff. And I'm tripping on Fauda nowadays. And last night, I'm just quite happy to watch my show and just switch off if I'm alone. If I'm with people, then we just have fun.
Oh, interesting. And then which one is the best hotel for you?
यार तुम मेरी लड़ाई कराओगे
ठीक है
लड़ाई कराओगे
मुझे समझ नहीं मुझे ऐसी क्यूरियस क्वेश्चन एक कहीं लिखा नहीं था तो मुझे याद आ गया तो
So the best resort I've ever been to, and many people have asked me this, is probably it's a trade-off between the Four Seasons in Landa Giravaru in Maldives.
I'm talking in India. That's it.
In India, I'll come to that also. It's a tough one. But I think the Taj that's been built on Andamans again in Havelock is probably something special because of what it is. But as a business hotel, I think the Oberoi is like in Delhi. I don't need to stay there, but it's like a crazy place. But I think that the Oberois by and large are something which is very special for business travel. They just get it. So
I love Oberoi hotels, but I don't like staying there because it feels like it's not young. Like there are no young people. You see, all you meet is like some super executives of some companies. Are
so,
like, no,
so I don't have that problem, maybe. But I love some of the boutiques here. So the boutique hotels that are coming up are so amazing. People are setting up, like the ex-Oberoi president Kapil, who's a friend, has set up this postcard hotels. Really cool boutique hotels, really doing a very good job. There's one in Gir. So we went to Gir Forest in Gujarat is the only place you can see the Indian lion. And we went there and this thing, and it's a lovely resort. And so I think I'm very happy to see these
boutique hotels.
Yeah, and coming up in places where you wouldn't go to normally. See, otherwise you just go to the same places again and again. Near Siriska, out here, there's an Aman Bagh. Stunning property. Just stunning. People just don't know enough about it. It's stunning. So it depends. Or some of the forts, which are created. So why I said Oberoi, so you go to Uday Vilas. I mean, it's a mind-blowing property. You will feel very young there.
Thank you so much for watching Raj Shamani Clips. Please subscribe this channel because on this channel, we'll bring so many valuable clips from our podcast, some exclusive clips as well, which will help you become the right kind of leader and which will help you grow in your life.